Good evening and welcome one and all to PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. I'm your host, Mike. Joining me this evening in this 2-hour edition of Pop Talk is my co-host, Baron Orman Tag.
Howdy ho, everybody.
Howdy ho. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. First off, I do want to say good evening to Old Man. He says, good evening, all. And I also want to say hello to Jet Sparks. Good evening.
Our
Yes.
victims.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in this 2-hour edition of Pop Talk, as you all know, a few weeks ago, I held a poll on both Twitter and here on the YouTube channel asking if anyone would watch either a 1-hour edition of Pop Talk, an hour and a half edition of Pop Talk, 2-hour edition of Pop Talk, or a 3-hour edition of Pop Talk. And the winner was a 2-hour edition of Pop Talk for Wednesdays. Meanwhile, Sundays, well, that stays in the old formula.
You know, I press the what the hell's a Pop Talk.
Oh, thanks, Baron. Thanks a lot, man. Pop Talk
Always trying to help.
This is a show where we talk about entertainment and pop culture and video games, and I'm whining. Why? Because I want to.
What the hell? I thought this was about soda. I had my collection of sodas I got from around the world here I was going to talk about, like Solo from Norway, which is a good orange streak. But no, okay, fine. I'll put those back away and we'll talk about your precious little toys and shows and games.
Well, real quick, before we go into our 6 stories for tonight, and if we don't get to all 6, they're all down in the description below. I do want to make an announcement. I said it last week. I said it on the Sunday show, but I'm going to say it again for everybody who's here this evening, that on Saturday, October 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern, I am having a stream of Pop Talk called Get to Know Us. And what is Get to Know Us about? It's about YouTube and content creators and Twitch content creators coming on this channel, because I'm going to multi-stream Pop Talk that Saturday on both my Twitch channel and YouTube channel. And I want everybody to talk about their channels, what they're about, why someone should give your channel a chance. Maybe this will help somebody discover your channel when they otherwise wouldn't be able to discover your channel because of every single channel out there. So that's the whole gist of what's going on for that stream, is to allow everybody to come on, talk about their channels, build up their channels, and we'll even check out your channel. And who knows? Maybe someone will tune in and say, you know what? I like this. I like this a lot. And I'm going to give you a follow.
Worldwide event.
Yeah, this could be on YouTube and Twitch. I don't usually do Pop Talk on the Twitch channel, but for that night, I am.
Twitch.
And yes, Twitch. Yes. I do want to say good evening to Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000. And of course, we have the long-suffering Mrs. Tag. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are reading that correctly. Tonight, not only is it the 35th anniversary of Star Trek The Next Generation, it is also the birthday of my co-host, Baron Orman Tag. So happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
and I do want to say good evening to Leia Rose. How are you doing this evening? And of course, as usual, the link is in the chat. So if anybody would wish to join us and say happy birthday to Baron, you're more than welcome to. So let's go ahead and get into our first story here. It's from Geek Tyrant. Let me go ahead and put the link for the story into the chat. And here we go. So this story was posted just today, and it goes on to say that I know I don't do a lot of book stuff, and this is from the author, but I am one of the many fans of Anthony Bourdain's projects, including his TV shows and books. It was shocking to learn of his suicide, and I know a lot of fans wondered why. Well, there's a new unauthorized biography being released, which will shed some light on that. And before I continue, I do want to say good evening to old man. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
Hope you're doing well tonight.
Well, I'm doing fine, except I'm not on.
All right. This article continues by saying the book will contain, for the first time, the celebrity chef's text messages from the days leading up to his death in 2018. Those texts reveal what his state of mind was like in regard to his career, his estranged marriage, and his troubled romantic relationship with actor Asia Argento. The book is titled Down and Out in Paradise, The Life of Anthony Bourdain. And it was written by journalist Charles Leisern, excuse me, and experts were recently published in the New York Times. As for how they got the text, Bourdain's widow, Octavia Bouzin Bourdain, controls his estate, which includes these messages. So it's believed that she gave her permission to use the text. Bourdain wrote to Bouzia Bourdain, I hate my fans too. I hate being famous. I hate my job. I am lonely and living in constant uncertainty. The book also offers details of the troubled relationship Bourdain had with Argento, especially in regard to photos shared on social media. Bourdain shared photos of himself spending time with his estranged wife and daughter, and Argento shared photos of her dancing with a French reporter. Each was unhappy with seeing these photos, and it led to what happened to Bourdain. After seeing the photo of Argento, Bourdain texted her, I'm okay. I'm not spiteful. I'm not jealous that you have been with another man. I do not own you. You are free, as I said, as I promised, as I truly meant. But you were careless. You were reckless with my heart, my life. According to the Times description of the book content, Bourdain went on to write that he was hurt that this tryst took place in a hotel that they had previously enjoyed together. Argento responded, I can't take this, and said she could no longer stay in the relationship due to his possessiveness. In his final exchange with Argento, Bourdain wrote to her, is there anything I can do? To which she replied, stop busting my balls, Bourdain responded with a simple okay, and later that day he killed himself. As you might expect, there are some people not happy that this book is being published, including family, former co-workers, and some of his close friends. His brother, Christopher Bourdain, sent the publisher Simon & Schuster 2 emails calling the book hurtful and defamatory fiction. The publisher responded by saying, with all due respect, we disagree that the material in the book contains defamatory information, and we stand by our forthcoming publication. They will release the book on October 11th. So that's
yeah, it's going to be a heavy one, I tell you.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be heavy because he was, like this article said, he was dealing with some serious relationship issues, marital relationships with his own fans, questioning his own career.
And
It's just
really, he was very successful. I mean, honestly, he really was. I mean, how many shows did he have? I know that he was backing some other people with their shows. There was a Canadian guy up that does a show, and Anthony Bourdain was supporting that one. In I don't know if by being a producer or monetary wise, but I mean, this guy had a hell of a career all around the world. And oh, thanks, Jet Sparks. And it's and of course, he's always been known for being ballsy, brash, straight to the point, that New York type of attitude. And is he? I think he's from New York, isn't he? Or but that
let me look it up real quick. See where he's
yeah.
from.
But if he isn't from there, I mean, he had that kind of attitude, almost like Harlan Ellison of the cooking world.
Yeah, that he did.
And really, he did bring out a lot of interesting things, whether you liked him or agreed with him or not. He was he knew his stuff. He was. I mean, I don't know what problems he had with the fans, um, but I can see where the weight of everything coming down on him is.
Yeah,
Especially
and
considering the
you're
problems
correct. He
like
was
depression.
he was born in Manhattan.
Okay, yeah, he's got that New York brashness about him. It's like, especially that being a chef and all that. That I guess you kind of have to be somewhat ballsy.
Yeah. I mean, that they do say if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. I mean, you have to have thick skin.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to eat you alive.
hmm But it also shows that the two sides of a person, the mask they put on when they're in public and doing the show, and then when they take it off when they're at home. And obviously, was a lot at home for him that was weighing him on his shoulders.
And it unfortunately brought him to the point where he ended up committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which is
What really drives me kind of crazy about that is there had to have been enough people around seeing him. Why didn't somebody come forward and try and get him some help?
Well, there might have been people, but you know how people are when they're in that type of situation. They brushed off. It's like how many times have we tried to help people that we know are hurting and they don't respond to it?
Mhm. It's just a sad, unfortunate case of events that he felt that the best way to solve his problems was to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The final exit.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Phil, yes. We may rise now because you've arrived. Well, I am going to go ahead and play his theme because what if he pops off without his theme? So 1 second.
Lord Phil McCracken.
Oh my gosh.
McCracken.
Brings a tear to my eye.
952nd in line to take the throne of England. So,
How are you doing tonight, Phil?
Doing better than I've been the last couple of days. But yeah, I knew Pokai. That's Al Bundy. 3 touchdowns in one game.
no, 4.
4.
4.
Touchdowns.
Who's keeping score?
He is.
Oh,
Now, is that a legit high school, Pokai?
No.
That's based off Al Bundy, isn't it?
Yep.
Merit of
I got number 33. It says Bundy on the back.
Go Bundy.
I love that show.
Oh, me too. Me too. Oh. Hey,
Man.
girl.
hi, rough girl.
Rough girl, how you doing?
Man.
Good to see you.
Missed you too, Ralph.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed, we have. Can't wait to see you back on the tube.
Definitely.
You know, we're all talking about Baron's birthday today, but did
No,
you know that another entirely important individual had the same birthday? One that the Baron just absolutely, I know, idolizes.
Mm.
Hello. And happy
Sam
birthday to Baron.
Oh, thank you.
Sam Adams.
They asked you the question. After the birth of Baron, did you decide you wanted more children, or was that the end right there?
You saw what he did there. Yeah, I wanted to have more, but the wife said, no way.
Then afterwards, they figured, yep, that was a good choice. We didn't need another me out there.
Oh, God, help us all.
Exactly.
Oh. All right. And Rough Girl says, Baron, you rock.
Thank you.
It falls down, he rolls.
Yeah, it's true.
So let me go ahead and pull up the next story. But is there any final thoughts on that unauthorized biography that's coming out regarding Anthony Bourdain? Anything that anyone wants to say?
Well, the only thing I can really say about it is unauthorized biographies are a mixed bag. Sometimes they're just trash rags, but sometimes they're the ones that really dig in because there are things that they want to have with that the family or whatever don't want to have out there. They want to have the sanitized version of the person, and they don't want to see the bad stuff necessarily. So, I mean, this could be a mixed bag. Hopefully, it's a good, well done one that's not trash. And it does get into the crux of stuff. So
I was actually shocked when I heard the news that he died. That was the only thing I could say in the last 15 years that CNN actually had that was a good show. That was it. I would just watch it for the Anthony Bourdain show. The rest of CNN hasn't been CNN since about 1999.
Yeah, something like that.
You're right. It's basically garbage, except for every once in a while they come up with something like Anthony Bourdain. Yeah. And then to lose him like that was wrong.
Well,
I enjoyed it.
I was shocked to find out, I didn't know it, that after, I don't know if they said he was suicide or overdose, that he had a drug problem. Sometimes people can keep that under wraps, I don't know if it was suicide or, like I said, an overdose on drugs, which you can also say no matter what, that's still suicide,
Yeah.
But, it's sad to see him go because he wasn't really that old.
No.
And that's the sad thing. It looked like he was on the up and up and was doing well. And like I said, I enjoyed his show, always made me hungry after I watched it. So,
I mean,
right on there didn't really appeal to me.
No, but that's the thing. A lot of the people that are in that industry do have drug problems. What's Andrew Zimmern? He came, of course, well known, but he came to Minnesota to dry out and stayed here and became a chef and got a start on our local station, Channel 9, doing stuff. And he went to cable and became the big shot that he was there. But yeah, I mean, a lot of those people that are in the industry for some reason, I don't know why, but they get snared into that. I suppose a lot. I don't know.
I don't know either. But before we continue, I do want to welcome our next guest. Anonymous. Anonymous. Anonymous.
Do.
Just gonna get him going.
Good evening, Anonymous.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight?
Doing well. Hope you are.
I'm fine. I'm all right. You all right? I'm all right.
So we were just talking about the unauthorized biography on Anthony Bourdain and how Anthony Bourdain's brother actually called Simon and Schuster a couple times, actually emailed them and asked them not to publish the book about him.
It's interesting.
So I was
And
just
Russell's
wondering
got
if
a
you
couple.
had any thoughts on Anthony Bourdain.
Well, he was somewhat of a curmudgeon, lefty, angry man. I did, despite, all that. I did sometimes watch his show and figure out what he was cooking or eating or traveling to, and I did enjoy the one where he visited Ted Nugent and shot some guns, although that went against his policies, but he did enjoy it, so that was nice. Yeah, he sometimes had an open mind, which is cool. And I don't remember everything about the surroundings of his passing, which I'm sure was not natural causes. Pretty positive, but yeah, the unauthorized bot. Yeah, I heard what Barron said. Yeah, it could go either way on this. If if it's full of lies and bull crap, they could sue the guy, obviously. But if they're just asking him not to produce this, chances are there's stuff in there that are true that they don't want people to know about.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's control. Because I can tell you, when it comes to actors and movie stars, even in music, band members, sometimes you don't own the right to your stage name, and 90% uses a stage name. And according who they sign contracts and managers and all this other stuff, sometimes you don't have the right to the name. Not even the family has the right to the name. It can be Columbia Music or Columbia Motion Picture, they can determine because they own your stage name. I'll use an example. Richie Valens, that's not his real name. His name is Ricardo, what is it, Venezuela? I think that was his real name. I don't think the family even owns the rights to his name. That's owned by the record company. So
yeah, they probably came up with it, right?
Yep. And that was the thing back then. Mm-hmm. You never use your.
I remember when David Lee Roth was leaving Van Halen, he tried to take that.
Yep.
Well, he couldn't really take that.
Well, that was
Eddie Van Halen's.
Because that you mentioned that right now, the original lead singer of Journey, Steve Perry, is suing the two other founding members of it to get the name back, or to stop them from using the name.
Well, yeah, because there's a couple commercials
being 15 years now. So,
Well, that's an internal thing. It's not really a record company thing. That's like band. Who owns the rights to your band name, especially when you're only one part of the band and the rest of the band is touring as Journey. Yep.
But I mean, even there's a newscaster that was in my area. He was ABC Philadelphia, local. His name is Jim Gardner. He was doing it before I was even born. And he was the most popular news anchor for local TV in the country. But guess what? He didn't own the name Jim Gardner. That belonged to ABC because that was not his name. That was his thing for the news.
That was his stage name.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And, he can retire. And if he wants to write something, he has to ask for permission to use Jim Gardner. Even if, I mean, think about that. You made the name for 50 years, but you don't own the name that everybody knows you for. So, I don't know, Mr. Bourdain, what rights he signed to do CNN, but they could say, yeah, we can do it, or no, you can't, even though the family says don't do it.
Well, this isn't involved with even CNN or anybody. Just the family didn't want the book out there. And the big thing is if it's right on track, there's nothing they can do. If it is salacious, then they can because. So that's the big thing. And
Yeah,
Rough Girl actually has a couple interesting things that she sat back on there. She said about his girlfriend being into some satanic wacky stuff.
That's the church synagogue of Satan. That was very popular in the 60s and the 70s. Anton, I forget his name.
Anton LaFay.
Yep. I think it was for tax purposes, kind of like the what they call it, the Church of Scientology. That's also, I believe, for tax purposes.
It's a bunch of edgy atheists that got together.
Huh?
It was a bunch of edgy atheists that got together.
Yep.
Started this all up to be mocking and all that, and spiteful. And there we go. And I guess the girlfriend's father followed Anton LaFay. So
yeah,
I mean, as it goes is.
I remember the one show they had, a TV show. They had the one. What was it? I can't think of the name right now. And they had an episode where the guy joins the cult and they're worshiping a head of lettuce called Ralph. 70s and 60s and 70s was a strange time.
Well, now they got the flying spaghetti monster. That's the new one.
Oh, there you go. Nothing more scary than flying spaghetti.
No, it stains stuff. That tomato sauce, I tell you.
Oh man. Well, you know what we could do? We could just all grab a fork and start eating it.
Like Pizza the Hut.
I eat it at least once a week, and the last thing I want to see is pasta being wasted. Brings a tear to my eye.
I bet.
All right, so moving on to our next story here. It's also from Geek Tyrant, and it's by Joy Parr. It was announced yesterday that Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. Of course, there's a little promo that was all over the Twitter. Mm-hmm. And basically, the premise of that promo and announcement, if you want to call it an announcement, which it was, is Ryan Reynolds is saying that he's out of ideas and goes on this little spiel. And then you see Hugh Jackman walking in the background and he says, "Hey, Hugh, you want to come back as Wolverine one more time?" And Hugh Jackman's walking up these stairs and he says, "Yeah, sure, Ryan." So this article starts off by saying, "Holy crap, this is actually happening. It's not a joke. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is officially confirmed to appear in Deadpool 3. Ryan Reynolds shared this unbelievable news in a video he posted on social media that you can watch below. It was also announced that the film will be released in theaters on September 6th, 2024.
Holy cow, 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Yes. This is amazing. This is something that all the fans have been wanting, sorry. But I wasn't sure if it would actually happen. But if anyone was going to be able to get Hugh Jackman out of his Wolverine retirement, it was Ryan Reynolds. Well, Ryan Reynolds kept pushing for Hugh Jackman to show up as Wolverine. So he got his wish. And it goes on to say, director Sean Levy and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. It also goes on to say they did it, and now the author's excitement level for Deadpool 3 is through the roof. The script for the film is coming from Bob's Burgers, Wendy Molyneux, and Lizzie Molyneux Logan. I'm probably saying that wrong, but of course that's part for the course of me mispronouncing something on Pop Talk.
Mm-hmm.
We have Deadpool and Deadpool 2 writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick also working on the script. Ryan Reynolds previously shared some information on a Deadpool and Wolverine plot that was being planned before Disney bought Fox. It was going to be a road trip between Deadpool and Logan, and Rashomon style, for goes on to say for real. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Hey, everyone. We're extremely sad to have missed D23, but we've been working very hard on the next Deadpool film for a good long while now.
I've had to really search my soul on this one.
His first appearance in the MCU obviously needs to feel special. We need to stay true to the character, find new depth, new motivation, new meaning.
Every Deadpool needs to stand out and stand apart. It's been an incredible challenge that has forced me to reach down deep inside.
And I have nothing. Yeah. Just completely empty up here. And terrifying. But we did have one idea. Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
All right. I'm gonna stop it right there so I don't get a claim for the music.
So the real question is, what was Hugh Jackman going upstairs at Ryan Reynolds' house?
Oh no.
This is Marvel after all.
What's-
New Marvel.
And I know they, I know they hang out, they may hang out or and stuff. But generally, when I go to my friend's house, I don't like just casually walk upstairs to where his bedrooms are.
Maybe
Maybe
he's
he went to bed.
living in his rooms upstairs.
Why?
Maybe he's just there's a guest bedroom and that's where he's sleeping for his, Get your mind out of the gutter, Anonymous.
Maybe
Hey,
he's going to have to see the wife. Ryan's wife.
They may be, they may be into that.
Maybe it's Hollywood. You never know.
It's Hollywood, yeah. You can't ever be sure now.
The real question to ask, though, because Hugh was dead determined that he was retired for Wolverine.
Money talks. Yeah.
How much greenbacks was he throwing to bring him out of retirement?
Obviously enough.
Yep. Just goes to say, you can say you're retired, but just like Harrison Ford, show me the money, I'll come back one more time.
Yeah. And I just want to say good evening to Sci-Fi Nation.
Hello, rough girl.
Howdy.
I can hear you. I can hear your thoughts. So I'm just saying hello.
And don't forget, Ryan Reynolds has money, man. Don't forget, he's got his own business now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that phone company.
So he forget Disney, forget Marvel. He can say, "Hey, I got something to hook you up with."
Exactly.
I do hope that Marvel and particularly Disney does not touch this and let Ryan Reynolds do this movie how he wants to do it.
Well, not only that, it has to be rated R like the first two.
It won't be.
No wokeness, no nothing, just a traditional, good old-fashioned X-Men. Well, I guess you can't call it X-Men, but
Yeah, it won't. I guarantee you, it won't be rated R. It won't be like the last two. It'll be.
Don't trust Disney saying that because they said that with Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, and then they get Andor and he gets the headshot. So much for PG-13, but I guess it's PG-13 when it comes to Lucas's characters. But if it's a Disney character, yeah, he does the move that everybody wants to see Boba Fett do. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it won't be like,
No.
like Deadpool does. There won't be heads rolling. There won't be people gnawing off their own hands. There won't be, there won't be any of the things that Deadpool is known for. I mean, that's pretty grotesque. There won't be no sexual innuendo, or not just, they're not even just innuendos. They're just full on. There won't be no titties. There won't be none of that. Guarantee you.
I'm not sure if Ryan Reynolds was the one who actually did it. But do you remember when in the last Wolverine gets killed, he dies, and the girl puts a little cross on his grave?
Yeah.
Well, there's a clip out there on YouTube where Ryan Reynolds, I'm not sure if it's Ryan Reynolds, but Deadpool goes there and tilts it so it makes an X. instead of a cross.
No, he did
I
something
think, I
else.
think that was a gag promo.
Yeah, it was a gag promo. But he did something else because she did that at the end of Logan.
Mhm.
And please welcome to the panel, Sci-Fi Nation. Welcome, Sci-Fi.
Thank you. How's everybody doing?
Doing
Oh, we're
good.
alive.
All right.
Well, hey, I woke up breathing, so that's a good day for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, the big thing is going back to it is, Hugh Jackman loves the role of Wolverine. Look how many times he's played it.
Oh, he does. He's
And,
played
of
that
course-
since the early 2000s, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm sure money talks, but I'm sure it went down to a story. I'm sure Ryan sat back and said, "Hey, we could do this," and those two were hitting, hitting cylinders. He would come back to if it's a good story for Wolverine, and of course, needless to say, Deadpool, and not going to be like Kingdom of the Skulls, where Harrison Ford's phoning it in, and we get strange aliens.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he is going to phone it in, just to go
Oh,
off
no.
what you're saying. I mean, he's going to give it 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, I believe
Can
they
I
will.
say something about the link you just put in, Pacific? Bounding into comics. My good friend Drew. This is Supreme Heretic writes for Bounding into comics. So, yes, awesome. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
And
let's go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Anonymous.
Well, I was just saying that. Yeah, I believe he likes doing a good job, and that's probably why Green Lantern perturbs him so much, and he can make fun of it. He knows it was a bad movie, but I believe he will. They both will give it their all on this, but I know they'll be handcuffed. They will do what they can, and they may not let them run over them like or let Marvel run over them like they did to Sam Raimi.
So I'm a little late to this conversation. Are we talking about a Wizard of Oz remake from the 1930 something classic?
We're talking about Deadpool.
We are going to be talking about that, but we just finished talking about the new Deadpool announcement with Hugh Jackman coming back, and then we also talked about the unauthorized biography on Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, Anthony Bourdain. Oh, I miss his shows. He had like 3 different cooking shows, right? I love that dude. He
At
was
least
so
3.
awesome. Yeah, at least 3 that I watched. I binge watched his show. Right? That's where, like, I'm a cook by nature, and I got so much information from that guy just on how to do simple little things into making everyday dishes that I can go buy from the local grocery store, from the stuff he was talking about from doing overseas, right? So it's like, yeah, I mean, oh man, that guy, his passing was so tragic.
Yeah. And I do want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G and super fan Adam Shahan.
DJ Running G, how you doing? Good to see you over here on PACIFIC414. I'm glad to see we have a crossing of audiences. That's awesome. And super fan Adam Shawan. Shawan. I'm bad with names, so forgive me.
So our next story here is from Bounding in the Comics, and it's by Jacob Smith, and it says Warner Brothers, the Wizard of Oz remake will feature LGBTQ representation as part of a story that reflects the world. I'm going to chime in already. If you're going to change the story, then it's not the original story.
Not
No.
Wizard of Oz. But Warner Brothers doesn't seem to learn their lesson. Warner Brothers still going to throw money and make crap, and they wonder why they lost money and continue to lose money.
The only way I could see a remake of Wizard of Oz is if you actually did it true to the book. I mean, yeah, we have the great musical. But if they actually did Wizard of Oz straight through like the book. But no. We're going to have all this sensibility.
Wait, you're talking about the original, the OG Wizard of Oz?
Well, we have the OG, which is the musical. But, of course, if they would do Wizard of Oz, and it'd be probably not proper to say remake because it wouldn't be remaking the movie, but actually doing it as the book was with no music, all that. They just did it straight from the original book and
Right, well,
not have the musical.
Well, by that ethical standard, you could say the same thing about Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would like to see. I like seeing the plays as they originally are, or any different takes on it. I'm just saying, if they were going to do a quote unquote remake like this, I would like to see them do it by the book, not this garbage that they're promoting.
The 1939 version of The Wizard of Oz was like the third or the fourth remake, filming wise, of that story.
Oh, so Pacific, you're saying the 39 version of Wizard of Oz was the third technical remake of Wizard of Oz? I'm sorry, you kind of started out for a minute. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
No, that was old man who was saying that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody cut out. I wasn't sure who
Yeah,
said
man.
that. It's
Yeah,
I am an old man. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see who's talking when I'm listening.
Well, I'm old too, as you can probably see.
Santa Claus
But
over
yeah.
there was talking. Can you see him?
Oh, Santa Claus. Oh, the guy with the red shirt. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry on this.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they did. I know there was a silent one that they did, or a couple silent ones.
Yeah.
They did.
Oh, see, I did not know that. See, my first introduction to Wizard of Oz always has been this, what's her name? May she rest in
Judy
peace.
Garland.
Yeah, Judy Garland.
Francis Gump.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
Someone-
Cash Money did not like her. She's a redhead.
Yeah, it's a wonderful film. Don't get me wrong. This
Yep,
is a wonderful film.
and this is literally my only representation of the Wizard of Oz I've ever seen outside of the book.
Mhm.
yeah, I've actually seen previous versions that are still out there and available. You have to do a little bit.
And I don't know. Well, probably y'all kind of look older than me. I'm 46 years old, and this is no offense to y'all, but I remember watching this every holiday season as a kid, right? Growing up in the
Yeah.
80s. So
Yeah.
These young people, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil's 90. Old man's 52.
Hey,
Well, I
am
didn't
a
mean it. I
proud
did not mean that in a
AARP
bad way.
Cardinals member. I'm
I
proud
didn't
of
mean
that.
that.
I earned that.
Oh my! You're
So
making
give me
me
that
And honestly-
anonymous.
5 years
You're making
old.
me so bad. Oh, crap! You're
I'm not
making me
ashamed.
so bad.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
I didn't mean it that way,
Yeah.
but I remember growing up in the 80s watching this. It was like a staple every year. We had the Wizard of Oz like every Thanksgiving,
What, not
or Christmas time, or something like that.
Not the Wiz.
Yeah, the Wiz, the Wizard of Oz. This one with Judy Garland.
Well, I was thinking
Have
about
you
the
ever
one with.
seen?
Yeah, The Wiz with Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
Oh no, that was just a thing that came out on VHS.
No,
Well,
that
they
was in
played it.
theaters.
No, that was in the movie theaters.
Yeah,
Was it?
Oh yeah.
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 Oh,
Holy
yeah.
crap.
Does anybody
Holy crap.
remember the Wizard of Oz cartoons?
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch
The
those a
only
lot.
thing I remember about a big screen movie was the real Ghostbusters, and it was a Saturday morning cartoon. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
when
have
you
Egon had white hair and a big ass cowlick bigger than Elvis's on the front of him.
So this article goes on to say, when it was announced that Blackish creator Kenya Barris was creating yet another reboot of the classic film Wizard of Oz, audiences were puzzled to say the least.
Yeah, I'm puzzled. Why? Why remake a classic? It's not like you're taking 1950 something's A Night to Remember and making 1997's Titanic.
They want to destroy it. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
That ain't proof they want to destroy our past.
They will absolutely bend over this movie and just grape it as hard as they can.
mean, and then they're taking the 1970 something Poseidon adventure with Ernest Borgnine, and they remade another movie called Poseidon. It's like, what? No.
They already
Well-
did 2 remakes of that. They had the
Well,
one.
all-
with Russell.
all
They
you have
had
to do
2
is-
remakes. But
all you
this
have to
one
do
shouldn't
is-
have been touched. And when you see the title and it says, what's the title say again? The last part of it, the line of the title. A story that reflects the world.
Yeah.
What world?
Am I old enough to be in this chat? I don't know. Am I? I'll leave this up to the. I'll leave this up.
I'll be honest.
the
They
other
do
guy.
this
I never got
LGBT
trapped in it.
stuff, and it's not going to be welcome in Japan. It's not going to be welcome in China. It's definitely going to be not welcome in any of the Middle Eastern countries and most of Africa. So where are you including the world in that?
It ain't going to be welcome
Well-
here.
Well, you know, that's the thing with American movie makers. They don't care who's included as long as they still get sales.
Yep, and that's why Warner Brothers is hemorrhaging money, and I don't see that company lasting another 5 years.
Well,
Well, there's already a rumor, and I've talked about it on Pop Talk recently about how NBC might be looking at buying Warner Brothers through Comcast,
mhm.
but they
the one
can't
thing
do
I think-
anything until 2024.
I don't even
The
think
one-
that the feds would let them. MSNBC is already.
But they've let 'em get away so far.
They're already too big as it is.
Well,
So, I
see,
don't- you know-
the thing is with the U.S. companies, you got the SEC involved, right? The Securities something Exchange, right? Obviously, the FEC, the SEC, they're both involved. So you got those two government entities involved. Then you got the government entities of whatever nation that the other company is involved in that they're selling to, especially if it's not a U.S. based company, right? So you got all of that going into that. So, I mean, it's not like it's like Microsoft buying Bethesda, right? Which just happened, by the way, for billions of dollars, which is awesome for Xbox, just saying. But you also got all this other stuff going on. So you not only do you have like the stuff that's happening here that's going to affect us as the end user, but you got international financial law going on, right? And I am by no far... do I know anything about that? Trust me, I don't.
Well,
so
we all know how honest the federal government is.
Well, I hate to
they're
say, the
squeaky
federal
clean.
government might say we can break you up, but they're not the ones in control of it. What's in control of that is the Chancery Court of Delaware.
no,
your
actually,
corporations-
that's
All your
called.
corporations are headquartered here in Delaware. We
That was
are the corporate capital of the world, and we do corporate
you are, but
And
I
so-
remind you of the 1984 breakup of AT&T under FEC rules.
And I remember that, but I also remember any time that they put a stop to this, then they can have put a stop to it. All that has to be proved by our Chancery Court. And if they don't approve the sale, it doesn't
Then
go
it's
through.
done.
It doesn't go through.
Then it's done.
And I will
Yeah,
tell you
you're
that if NBC / MSNBN or whatever they call themselves wants to buy Warner Brothers, that's going to immediately push them into a monopoly. Disney can't
almost
acquire
immediately,
anymore.
yeah.
If they buy anything, they're going to they're barely pushing it. But MSNBC, a department of Microsoft better never be looking to be acquiring anything anymore.
Microsoft doesn't own NBC.
No, they don't. But
It's Comcast.
Yeah, Comcast owns NBC. Microsoft just bought
I'm talking
Bethesda
about
Games,
MSNBC.
and that's for their whole gaming platform. Which,
Even
by the
so,
way, I'll be
they're
talking about
barely
that.
even flirting even with the European Union of being busted for being a monopoly.
Well, they just sealed the deal, even with the American government, on buying Bethesda games, especially for their Xbox consoles.
But
Do you
does
know what that
a
means?
monopoly? No, but you still
No,
got,
it doesn't, because you know how many game studios.
Calm
there are?
down. Calm down.
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying. I'm just saying.
When you talking about like cinematic, we already have the big four. They can't acquire more.
You had the big four since Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is the one that signed that bill into law that said, hey, we're going to take all of these 50 different broadcasting corporations and consolidate them into 3 or 4. It was called the
I don't know anything about
Telecommunications
that.
Bill of 1994.
All right. Calm down. Calm down.
Well, the one thing going back to the story that we got going on here is the important one is Blackish creator. All you have to do is watch one of those condescending piece of shit episodes of Blackish
Yeah.
to understand where they're going. I mean, all Blackishes is being condescending to everybody who isn't black. Honestly, all the whites are morons, and all the other people are morons. It's it's a very piece of crap show. So this guy's going to be trying to do Wizard of Oz. You know which direction it's going to go.
Well,
Right
as
into
long as they
the
got a dumb guy with a brain, a coward with a heart, a bimbo with an ankle biter, and whoever the other guy is, and I'll be happy.
The
the
haystack.
lion.
Well, it'll be the Wicked Witch trying to seduce Dorothy.
Yeah.
Well, she tried to do that in the original. Look at her. She chased her down on the bicycle in the original. Come on.
All right. Let me just go ahead and read the article and see what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
All right. So it says After all, the original 1939 cinematic adaptation of L. Frank Baum's Wizard of Oz is not only a Hollywood classic, but still holds up to this day. So much so that despite numerous adaptations of the story having been done in the last roughly 80 years since its premiere, none of them have come close for having to having as much of a lasting impact as the MGM film. However, this reality hasn't stopped Barris from seeking to update the cinematic classic for modern audiences, specifically those of the LGBT community. Last week, Barris, who will be writing and directing the new project through his Kashlabo Inc. Society production studio, told Variety that his take on Dorothy's journey will give a whole new meaning to the phrase "somewhere over the rainbow."
Somewhere over the rainbow, where my leggings meet your butt. Oh.
Some years back, someone did a pornographic version of The Wizard of Oz. Now, if he wants to have something to go on, he should go back and watch that. And maybe he can incorporate that into the new one.
He probably has.
Leave it exactly. Leave it a mystery till the end of the movie, like a movie should be.
And welcome, Killzone 772.
Welcome, Killzone. Hey, I don't think I met you before. I don't think I met most of you guys, but hey, thank you to the guy PACIFIC414 letting me on here. Hey, how are you guys doing? How y'all doing?
Hey,
we're all good.
We're all here.
Doing good.
Into the club.
So the article continues by saying Barris told the outlet that his version, titled simply Wizard of Oz, will feature representation from both LGBTQ and other communities in an effort to tell a story that tackles modern day issues. Again, like I said before, then if you're rewriting the story, essentially, it's not the same story.
Well, it also contradicts what was said earlier. Timeless story. A timeless story is all time. Never mind. I'm going to shut up before I get.
Exactly. All it is, you're basically doing is making something very derivative.
Yeah, and there is a channel for derivativeness. Her name's Anti-Derivative Jill. Go check her out. I'm sorry, had to put that in there.
And hello, Lord Crit. How you doing, brother?
DJ Renna G says the guest panelists here are way better than Tim Pool. Wow, that's a compliment.
Tim who?
That's setting a high bar.
Yeah.
Tim who?
All right, so it goes on to say the original was an allegory and reflection of the way the world was at the time, with things like the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, said the director. Now we're going to turn a mirror on where we're at right now and take desperate or who's laughing?
Sorry.
What? Who laughed? I don't know. Somebody muted. You stopped talking. Somebody muted. And We're like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had something up. I just remember when he thought of Wizard of Oz. I think Smosh did a video about movies if they were realistic, and it depicted one of them just like doing something stupid like jumping out into the tornado.
dude, I've seen a series on YouTube. Let me know if you've seen this or not. If it came out way before YouTube, but what if commercials were honest?
No, that's been. Well, I think someone else also made something about that. If various gaming companies were actually
what if
honest with us.
what if drug companies were honest? What if any company was honest? Yeah, literally, it's like, oh, come on, yeah, we wouldn't buy your shit.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, they're being more honest with these movies than they used to be. They wouldn't tell you about this crap before.
Yeah, because they don't start out with "in a time of when something happened. What if there was a hero?" It's like, nah, we're just gonna put out a movie. Hey, you want to watch it?
Well, then, yeah, and then you go to the movies, and then you find out what it's all about, and you'd be like, "Ooh, what the world did they do to this?" But now they'll tell you right before it actually comes out, or before they even make it. Yeah, we're gonna make this as woke as possible, and we don't care if you like it or not.
Which
And
is what I have a problem with. I don't care about their politicalness. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. Just give me good stories with good characters and good visuals. That's what people want. That's why we watch movies. That's why we watch TV shows. We don't give two shits and an F about your politicalness. Because if we did, this country would be in even more trouble than it's in to begin with.
I don't think a lot of people know that the High Noon, that famous movie with some Gary guy, that was actually financed by the communists as an anti-capitalist movie. It didn't come out that way, folks. How many times did they attempt to do this type of stuff?
Exactly. And do you know how celebrated that movie is? High Noon, do you know how celebrated a movie that is? Wow.
Yeah, I do.
Even though it's a classic.
Another one that they don't show enough, Cole, the original All Quiet on the Western Front.
Or
that movie was,
what's the other one? Countdown to Looking Glass. Or Dr. Strangelove, a.k.a. I just learned how to love the bomb because it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Really?
I still love the certain individual with his cowboy hat writing it down going, Yahoo!
He did too, the pilot of the B-52. Yahoo! Just like the original silent film of the dude riding the bomb to the moon. That's exactly what he did, right down to the point of nuclear explosion. And it Yahoo! And sometimes they edit the two together, but that's not accurate.
All right. So the article goes on to say that it takes characters from the LGBTQ community, from different cultural communities and socioeconomic communities, and tell a story that reflects the world. And it has a quote here where he says, "I think this is the best time to do that. I'm nervous," he added. "Hopefully my movie can last as long as the original does."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Oh, I'm not afraid. I'm
telling him. I'm telling him to be afraid. He's nervous.
Okay. Yeah.
No, be afraid.
Yeah.
He's not going to get his wishes. They're not going to come true. Sorry.
No.
This will be in the dustbin of history. And everybody will forget it.
It's just like the original
woman was. It will be remembered.
Oh yeah,
it's like the original Gone in 60 Seconds. I found in a dollar bin at Walmart. It was made in the 70s. Does anybody remember that? No, but I do because it's on a $1 DVD disc.
Also, yeah, didn't they also try to do like expand upon the world of Oz with like James Franco as Oz and like Mila Kunis as the Wicked Witch?
They tried to. Yeah,
that was not bad.
Well, they had that 80s one with the Return to Oz in the 80s.
Oh, Return to Oz. Yeah, that was a big one, but they did do another secondary one.
Yeah, the Oz, Great and Powerful.
The one that Judge Sparks was talking about had
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Michael
yeah,
Jackson,
no,
but it wasn't
had
Whitney
what's
Houston.
her
It was
name
Diana
as
Ross. I actually looked it up. That
was
weird
good.
one
I
that was a
thought it was
musical.
good. I wouldn't say it was good as the actual Wizard of Oz, but it was pretty good. Wasn't woke. You know,
It was race swapped. What do you mean?
Huh?
Said it was race swapped. What are you talking about?
And it was basically just a
Race swapping? What? You got a different motor? Okay, let's see what it does. Let's put it
Got a
on a
good
racetrack.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was okay.
No, it was all right. I
Oh.
mean, back for the time woke wasn't a thing. They were just trying
No.
something. It wasn't
Yeah.
intended to be that way. It was just Michael Jackson, like, ooh, what if we did the Wizard of Oz with more dancing and like pop music and stuff? You know?
Well, they were trying to cash in on Michael Jackson's popularity.
Yeah.
And no, Michael Jackson. I'll tell you what. As a child of the '80s, I loved Michael Jackson growing up. Okay,
Yeah, everybody
I loved
did.
him. I was born in '76. I grew up with
And
Michael Jackson.
speaking of which, since we are in closer to October, anyone who's got, if you're hosting a Halloween party, you have to play Thriller. If you aren't, then
Thriller
something is wrong
in
with
the night.
you don't play that. Or Ghost. Those are both good songs to play on Halloween.
Yeah, man.
Monster.
I play Thriller every
Monster
year. I love
There you
what's his name? The guy that did the monologue in the middle of the song.
Oh, Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. There you
Vincent
go.
Price, who
Yeah, I love
actually is a filmmaker in his own rights. Check out Vincent Price.
Yeah, a horror movie maker.
Fucking
And
crazy
Chris-
he was. Sorry, I didn't mean to say the
Yeah,
F
we know
word.
all
My
about
bad.
Vincent.
Put the string.
And Crit's right. The Wiz was just a fun movie. If you're a kid in the 80s and you grew up watching that, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. Remember that? Remember watching that?
House
And
on Haunted Hill.
Nipsey Russell. Yeah. Nipsey Russell was also, he's a Tin Man in the Wiz. I always loved Nipsey Russell. He was hysterical.
And the thing is, if you
That's
didn't
funny.
like the Wiz, no one hated you for it.
No, exactly, because they didn't know what you were talking about to begin with.
No, you don't like something, you don't like it.
Exactly.
And people,
And back then, if you didn't like something, you never watched it. So hey, no big deal.
that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, money was sparse, so yeah, you didn't want to like run to the movie theater if you thought
But
you weren't going to
movie
like
companies
something.
back then had a thing. They wanted to make money.
Yeah, you actually had to
And
pay
Warner
money
Brothers-
before you went in.
And
They
Warner
didn't have
Brothers has
they-
not
they-
been making money for the last 10 years.
these movie theaters didn't have free trials back then. Okay, hey, give us your credit card number. You can go in for like 30 minutes. Tell us if you like it.
Not where I lived.
No, but I would tell you
not
what,
a
if
thing.
I didn't know anything and I walked into this remake of The Wizard of Oz, I probably would be there 2 minutes and I would walk out, go up to the lady and said, either give me a ticket to another movie or give me a refund.
Or give me quadruple butter because that's what it's going to take.
No, Phil, we know you don't know anything. So by the time this comes out, you had done forgot it, and you're going to walk into that movie anyway.
Have I forgotten Batwoman?
I don't know. Have you?
Which
Batwoman, have I
which
forgotten that?
which
Have I forgotten
Batwoman?
anything of the CW or any of their
which
so-called
Batwoman?
universe?
I'm curious. Which Batwoman? Halle Berry or Michelle Pfeiffer?
That's Catwoman.
I
That's
said
Catwoman.
Batwoman.
Oh, you said Batwoman. My bad.
Yeah, the CW Batwoman.
The one
Terrible,
that
terrible.
shouldn't even lasted 2 episodes, let alone what was it, 3
3
seasons?
seasons, I think. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But
Made
the article
$0
goes on to talk about how there's a new quota in Hollywood that there has to be a certain amount of representation, which fine, you can put it in there, but it doesn't need to be the focus of the story.
Yes.
If it wasn't written that way,
Oh,
and it
just
shouldn't
Sparks.
be in it. Just
Hey,
like I
Jet
said
Sparks.
about the new Rings of Power.
You just noticed I
Tolkien
was
didn't
here.
write it.
I
It
just
shouldn't
no.
be in it.
I saw you when Mike brought you up. Pacific brought you up.
I hate.
I
you,
just
Darren.
couldn't read your name until we went to full screen here. Hey, Jet Sparks, how you doing?
Greetings.
I mean, how many things do they need to change? How many things are we going to put up with that are going to change? I don't like them going back just because it's a great movie and decides that they need to make it to feel with today. That's not what that movie was written about.
It's exactly the
written
same
about-
thing when they mess up history, when they try to do revisionist history like
There
that.
you go.
That movie,
And I hope-
The Woman King?
Yeah, with Viola Davis. It's just lady.
And he even says, "I hope it be remembered." Yeah, just like Batwoman. How many people bought any seasons of Batwoman?
The only Batwoman I
Real
seen
quick,
was either in the 1960 series or the 1990s series with Mark Hamill as Joker.
Yeah, I think that was that movie, Mystery of the Batwoman, but that was like she had a radically different costume. She had like a pink like bat emblem, but he didn't know if it was like somebody within Bruce's company, like Roxanne Valentine, of Detective Montoya, or Kathy Duquesne. Who's
Right,
like
so he didn't know which one it was. Right, yeah.
And real quick, I want to welcome in our next
What the hell
guest.
are you talking about? Oh, my guidance counselor says that certain words perpetuate this sexist worldview that could trigger.
Quiet! From now on, you won't listen to your guidance counselor. You're going to listen to me. Is that understood?
Yes, Sensei.
You will not live. You will not do this. You will not do anything unless I tell you.
Cash money. Is that
Hello
your
there.
Heads.
Is that
Hello.
cash money?
In other words,
My
don't be a
chin
pansy.
is big.
It's crit. I knew it. It was crit.
Crit, crit. All right.
You're such a poser.
I don't
You know what? You know what, crit? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
I need my pain. I don't know who the fuck.
And
Youngster, out you go. Don't come back. Ever.
let me give you the proper introduction if you're gonna do that.
following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Yeah, brother. You're gonna consume your woke shit in your IP, man. Yeah.
You better roll a D20, and I'm telling you, you better.
Yeah,
get
well,
initiative
here's what I
on.
think to that.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Jet, your screen's frozen in case you don't know.
Oh,
it is?
well, your tits are frozen. How do you get milk out of them?
Ice milk.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move on to the next article here.
Yeah, let's
You
go.
Please
ever
do.
You ever had a cappuccino?
I am.
I give out frappuccinos.
I like this guy's answers already.
All right, so I have this article from Variety, and it says Amazon is holding another Prime Day this October. Here's everything you need to know.
There you go. Take it away, Amazon.
It says if you purchase an independently reviewed product or service through a link on our website, Variety may receive an affiliate commission. Yeah, okay. How about no?
How about you just click the affiliate link for PACIFIC414 for all your Amazon needs. Not only do you get what you need, but you help out the PACIFIC414 channel.
I wish that was the case, Sci-Fi, but this is Variety plugging their own crap.
Oh, shit. I
Yeah.
thought you had an affiliate link. Fuck.
No.
Well, shit,
Not
it
that
ain't that
fancy.
hard. Shit, I can almost get
Okay. It goes on to say another Prime Day is coming. For the first time, Amazon is holding a second 2-day deals event that will see huge sales on everything from tech, apparel, food, books, and more. The event, which the retail behemoth is calling Prime Early Access Sale, will take place October 11th through 12th. Like its Summer Prime Day event, the deals
Summer
will
Prime
be
Day.
exclusively available to Prime Day members. Well, it should
Prime
just
Day.
say Prime members.
Prime members. So, if you have food stamps or Medicaid, go ahead and sign up for Prime now for $6.99 a month. Not $12.99, not $15.99, but if you have food stamps or Medicaid, sign up for Prime and their special link, and there's a link there. You can find it. Just search for sign up for Prime with food stamps on Google. Trust me, you'll find it. and you will find out how you can save 50% off of your monthly membership with Prime. Trust me, I do it. Trust me, and I buy Ensure at least twice a month for my missus because she needs that Ensure just to make sure she gets all the extra vitamins and nutrients she needs.
Okay.
I didn't know we had sponsorship here.
This episode
This
of
is
Pacific
not a
414
sponsorship.
was
It's
brought
not
to
a
you
sponsorship.
by-
It's a way. It's not a sponsorship. It's a way to save our fans money. Fans of.
All right, sci-fi. All right.
Pacific
All
here.
right. All right.
It's just
All
a
right.
way to save money.
All right. All right.
The rings of power.
Hey, I am good at commercials.
It goes on to say if you take advantage of the limited time sales, you'll want to sign up here. 1 second. 1 second.
Sign up now. I work at Amazon. It's a good
All right.
deal.
So it says if you want to take advantage of the limited time sales, you'll want to sign up for an Amazon Prime subscription, which currently costs $14.99 a month. You can also sign up for a 30-day free trial here, and of course it has the link and the links in the articles. It says student and government assistant recipients can also get a monthly subscription for 50% off. This article continues to say that the second Prime Day is one of the many deals event experiments the company has rolled out since the pandemic. Since 2020, Amazon has put on an apparel sale, a pet-focused campaign, and a fall beauty deals day.
And I just want to say, just because you're a student or you get public assistance, yes, you get the 50% off, but you also get the free 2-day shipping. You also get to watch everything that's on Prime for free. So hey, you can watch everything they got. It's really not that bad of a deal for $6 or $7 a month. It's really not.
It's actually not if you order a lot through Amazon.
Which I don't.
And I also want to say they do take the bridge card now for certain food items. So if you have food stamps and you have certain requirements like I do, I buy Ensure for my missus because she needs all the extra vitamins and stuff. You can order that with your food stamp card from Amazon and they will ship it right to your door. You ain't got to go 2 hours across town because the bus is late, okay?
Thank you, Sci-Fi. All right, so it goes on to say it's not yet clear whether Amazon plans on hosting more than one Prime Day every year, but it's part of a larger trend seen across retailers nationwide who have rolled out fall deals events complete with Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Although it's not marketed as such, the event will likely expedite holiday shopping that usually picks up speed in November. The 48-hour shopping event won't go live until 12 a.m. on October 11th, but we can expect the deals to cut swath through much of the same categories as their summer event: speakers and soundbars, TVs, Amazon devices. And then it finishes up by saying, stay tuned for the best deals to shop at Amazon's first ever Prime Early Access sale. Sign up for a Prime membership below, and there we go. So, with the holidays coming up, if you can find a deal on Amazon, I'd say take advantage of it.
Yep, get a deal.
Well, they need to pay for that show somehow.
Oh yeah.
I work at Amazon. I take offense to that comment.
Yeah, I kind of did too. That last one. I'm like, hey, if you want to support Pacific 414, support him on PayPal. How can they support you, Pacific?
I know you guys can diss on Rings of Power, but I work.
All right, Sci-Fi.
I work at Amazon, and I pack at least 200 packages a day. So I think again, people do get a lot of their stuff through the warehouses. It isn't the Rings of Power. Yeah, that I think that's just a subsidiary But yeah, Amazon mainly makes their money off the warehouses. So
I have family that worked at the warehouses, so yeah.
Not trying to make it dour, but I just get annoyed when people say stuff like that.
I understand that, Crit. I understand that.
Oh, it's just a joke about the rig of power.
No, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say you guys were talking about the Woke of Oz.
Yeah.
I was saying, the Tin Man, he'll sing a song, "If I Only Was a Girl," and then the Wizard, he won't be able to make her a girl, but he will be able to give him some HRT pills. Maybe, I don't know. That might happen. But I was gonna say, you mentioned something about tricking people into seeing these movies because. Well, like there was this movie coming out from Disney called Strange World, and I thought it looked interesting. It was this week. Oh, I just noticed who's in here. It's
Cash Money. The real Cash Money, not this.
It's Rash.
The man who didn't watch The Wizard of Oz because there was two, count them, two redheaded women.
But as I was saying, so this looked interesting, and you would want to take kids because it looked interesting. But then you look this movie up, and you find out the subplot is about his father trying to accept his gay son, and this is a cartoon, by the way. And I'm like, that's not indicated at all in the trailer. I thought it was like a family tale, but I'm like, well, do you really want kids to take? Do you really want to take kids to go see a movie about a father accepting his gay son?
And I have children.
And it's a cartoon. It's a Disney cartoon CGI feature. And it's like
What's
so
the movie
weird.
called again?
Strange World.
That's what Cash Money's gonna do, to his dad to kind of help him.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dangle $1, and Crit's gonna try to get the $1, and then he won't be able to because I'll have it on a cord.
Almost had it.
It's like
almost had it.
It's like Cash Money. Like his brother and him were in the theater and they saw a trailer for Lightyear. Like, oh man, we gotta go see that. It looks so good. It reminds me of Interstellar.
No,
and then
but
they
it
go
wasn't
see
supposed
it.
to be that
It was
bad.
so
That is
bored.
the worst Pixar movie I've seen. I want to throw myself out a window, literally.
Whoa, it's woke here.
So,
Yes.
real Cash Money, authentic Cash Money, the genuine article. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I was listening to sci-fi earlier, and I don't see him anymore. So, yeah.
So you're not the funny Cash Money. Okay, that's good to know.
Yes, not this imitation. Sometimes I think Crit wants to be part of the cult of Cash Money, and there can only be one here.
You need
on
a
this
chin.
channel.
Crit likes redheads.
So do
That's
I.
all I have to say. He likes redheads.
Unless it's some bad redhead character, then no.
Did you watch last or Sundays when we were making all kinds of fun of you?
I did actually. I laughed.
Crit came on and impersonated you.
He tried. Yes, he likes to try.
I talk like this.
He tries. Yes.
That's what you get for not coming on.
I know. It's like when I don't show up. I talked to Mike about it earlier. Like, just people miss me already. I feel touched.
Yeah, yes, you have a fan base. They miss you, and they want you here.
Yeah,
I'm touched, guys.
You are
I really
touched.
am.
We need more California stand representation.
Oh, jeez. As
we
long as
crap
it's
on you
good.
because we love you.
I make fun of all you guys too. I mean, I keep looking at the old man, and I'm still waiting for him to make me a wooden toy. So,
oh no!
Oh my!
He's going to make a wooden broom, and he's going to beat you with it.
With elf
Gonna ask you if you've been a good boy this year, but you haven't. So, lumps of coal for you, baby.
I never am.
Old man. When you do your Santa thing, don't give Cash Money a lump of coal. Give him a doll that's a redhead. No, a redheaded Barbie.
Anatomically correct.
No,
anatomically correct,
buddy.
For being a bad boy, give him another copy of Skyrim.
Copy of Skyrim. I don't think that's
What?
really a punishment. No,
That
no.
that doesn't sound like a punishment to me, Crit. That sounds like something he would stream and he would
Only if
gain
you have
the
to play-
attention of Phil McCracken.
Yeah, I was going to say only if you have to play with Phil, then it is a punishment.
It's a one-player game, but I'll be there to watch it.
I learned some things about Phil recently, but I'll tell you guys off.
Oh, no, I don't wanna know.
It's quite funny.
Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. He really doesn't like redheads. He's really a Yankee fan, not a A's fan.
You're really
Yeah,
saying
we've,
this?
we've learned a lot about things of Phil that we're not sure we
You're
wanted
really
to know.
saying this?
God.
Fan? Really? Really?
Oh man, it's too funny.
Anyways, moving on to the sex story.
Move on.
Move on down the road. Let's move on down.
It says
move on down.
Marvel's The Wiz. Still a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, so it comes from the Hollywood Reporter. It says Marvel's Kevin Feige talks not recasting T'Challa for Black Panther 2. And it goes on to say Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has opened up about not recasting the role of T'Challa in the Black Panther sequel Wakanda Forever after Chadwick Boseman's death. In an interview with Empire, Feige insisted Boseman needed to be honored, not replaced, in Ryan Coogler's follow-up film. It just felt like it was too much too soon to recast. Stan Lee always said that Marvel represents the world outside your window, and we had talked about how, as extraordinary and fantastical as our characters and stories are, there's a relatable and human element to everything we do. The world is still processing the loss of Chad, and Ryan poured that into the story, the Marvel Studios boss told Empire. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the characters of T'Challa, Black Panther, in 1966 after Boseman died of colon cancer in August 2020. Marvel and the filmmakers were forced to reconceive Black Panther 2. The conversations were entirely about, yes, what do we do next? And how could the legacy of Chadwick and what he had done to help Wakanda and the Black Panther become these incredible, aspirational, iconic ideas continue? That's what it was all about, Feige said. Wakanda Forever is Coogler's follow-up to his 2018 film that became a cultural touchstone and earned a Best Picture Oscar nomination. Coogler wrote a sequel for Black Panther star Boseman that predated his untimely death. So Coogler and Marvel Studios got to work on how to move forward while honoring Boseman's legacy. Wakanda Forever stars Lupita. You tried, Phil. Here, you tried. You tried.
No, I can pronounce it. Lupita Nyong'o.
You did a good job.
Right, Winston Duke. Let's see, Daniel Guria, and we have Florence Kasumbo Bassett, and
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, but it just says Bassett. It doesn't have her first name. And Martin Freeman.
Oh yeah, back as Agent Ross.
Yeah. So
I only laugh because I know I couldn't have said it.
Agent Ross.
I'll try, but even I have my limits where I'll go, nah, I'm not even going to attempt to butcher that.
Oh.
But, in a way, it's good that they're honoring the memory of Chadwick Boseman, but, is the story going to, hold up in Wakanda Forever?
No.
I have a bad feeling about this because, I don't know, with even the trailer, I feel that they still could just crap all over Chadwick. They're not, and then they'll be like, well, we had a male Black Panther, but no, screw it. We're just gonna turn her female. I don't know. It's just I feel like any of this stuff could happen.
I heard that she just plays Black. I heard that she plays Black Panther like at the end, like in the battle, but she gives the title to the Gorilla Chief.
You mean M'Baku?
Yeah, that's what I heard. But I did also hear that this is another. We gotta protect this new character that has nothing to do with Black Panther. Because I heard I heard that Namor's just trying to. So it's another Doctor Strange. If I'm wrong, you know that he's just trying. He has to kill a lot of things just to get this new character that has no relevance, like a common trope now in Marvel. My kids.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm
wrong.
But isn't Black Panther passed on? They're supposed to be like a get together. They have a all-out duel, and then the winner is the Black Panther.
Yes.
Well, I don't see anything wrong because people die and pass on. And sorry, the actor died, including in the movie. Maybe he passes on, and they have like they did in the first movie. They had the battle. Everybody dueled out to see who was going to become the Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Basically, he said that he has to be stripped of his power, and basically anyone who dares challenge him, he offers you a path to the throne. That was done by Forrest Whitaker's character.
I just think that they can still honor the guy. Nothing wrong with it, but pass it on. That's how you get another Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the person who's next in line would actually would only logical it would be Shuri, or maybe heck, if I don't know, because I'm not sure how it really pertains to his heirs. I mean, only thing is that his heirs become the next Black Panther, not his wife. I mean, I probably think T'Challa would have taken like Nokia as his queen, because again, she basically was the love interest in the movie, so it makes a lot of sense that she would have been T'Challa's queen.
Yeah, but the whole premise of this is I guarantee you these people are monsters, right? So they probably jumped at the chance. They probably they were sad he died. I'm sure.
But they don't care. Besides, the thing
they don't care. But they were jumping, or not jumping. They were probably gleefully happy that now we don't have a man being Black Panther. Now we can throw in our woman. We don't have to make a story to get rid of Black Panther or bring in a woman. They had their perfect opportunity.
I kind of don't believe that, because they were going to shoot with Chadwick months before he passed away.
Yeah, but what were they going to shoot? Was this going to be his second movie where he dies in the movie for as Black Panther?
He wasn't going to die. They weren't aware he was sick that whole
time. No. I'm talking about just movie wise. No, they were gonna.
They had plans for him to be one of the new leaders of the Avengers. Like with Doctor Strange, but again, he passed away because he never disclosed he had cancer.
Right, I know.
And like this whole movie, they only had a short time to rewrote it. This is probably what the plot was, but they had to change everything to make it like Shuri was. Shuri had to include Shuri, and it had to include Namor, etc., etc. But I like Ryan Coogler's style, and I like the first Black Panther, except for that PS1 fight scene at the end. But again, it remains to be seen. I'm not too in this climate. I'm not too keen seeing what they do. And from what I heard, I wasn't impressed if this is what they're going with. But again, I will go see this movie and I'll decide for myself. But Marvel's been on a losing streak, and I don't want to check mark this as another loss. Although the Deadpool news is kind of like a victory lap. So.
Yeah, it was. But the thing is, I still say you should temper your expectations, because I know I've been seeing a lot of people. I was kind of overly excited about it because I actually did like Free Guy, and again, Ryan Reynolds is good. honestly, I think he deserves his own like late night talk show. To hell with Colbert, Kimmel, and Fallon.
Well, you
Ryan
got
Reynolds deserves his own thing. He
Let me
deserves
ask you
it.
this because I'm not sure now. Who owns the right to Deadpool? Is that Sony or is that
No. Here's the thing, though.
Disney does.
Fox.
Yeah,
It
Disney
was
technically
Fox.
does now because they acquired it along with with merging with Fox, and even then, like also, Free Guy was a part of that merger. It was in production when Disney bought out Fox. So
I kind of feel like Kevin Feige has given Ryan Reynolds the in spirit the rights to Deadpool, the movie wise. So he lets him write the script, and Ryan Reynolds makes the decisions because Ryan Reynolds knows what's funny. Whereas Kevin Feige, as we see in She-Hulk, does not. So,
or at least as the chick he got to write it, and even then, it's kind of crazy how they slight their own boss. She literally just slighted her own boss. If you do that publicly, yeah, guess what? You should be fired for that. If you basically backtalk the boss, you're not gonna last very long. But we live in this woke culture where you basically can crap on the boss, but I guess maybe Feige is more of a beta cuck now at this point.
And please welcome to the panel at this time, Joker Voice. Hello, Mr. J.
Oh, hello, everyone. We're talking Marvel. Oh, I got a few things to say about this.
Hey, Joker, you smoking up too many cigars lately?
No.
Sound a little hoarse.
No.
A little chloroseptic might, clear that up for you.
Keep speaking like that, I'll feed you to my hyenas.
Ooh, I like doggies.
Don't you mean Harley's hyenas?
No, they're mine. I bought them, or I'm sorry, I stole them.
Right.
Man, Joker's been smoking a lot lately. What's going on over there, Joker? Did Batman really upset you that much?
Well, to keep this lovely voice and this nice rasp, it's about a pack of Camels and Jameson.
Oh, good way.
He's pushing for lung cancer.
Oh, why not? So, Marvel, I got a few things to say about this. I heard Black Panther, then I heard Deadpool. Black Panther is the only chance of having a successful Phase 4 film, but it's gonna all depend on that opening the weekend, because this is going to be typical, a very front-loaded film. If it hits somewhere around the $550 million global number, it has a shot. If it's anything less than that, no way, it's not going to happen. And as far as the Deadpool thing goes, I know everyone's excited. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh as well. This film has to exist on an island unto itself. There is no way that they're going to connect this to the greater MCU. To do that,
it shouldn't be.
Because to do that, this now has to go through Victoria Alonso. It's got to go through Kevin Feige, who, like someone said, is a cuck right now, which is basically true.
He is.
They thanked him in the video. I think it is in the MCU. Another thing is, I actually think I know what they paid. Okay, so Hugh Jackman said he was done. I think they gave him
a boatload.
No, Avengers level salary for him to come back.
A boatload of money.
Avengers don't get paid. What are you talking about?
$20 million at least, or not Robert Downey Jr. level. I think Robert Downey Jr. was Junior was paid $60 million for the Avengers films. He was paid a lot.
Well, Robert Downey, the last Infinity War, Endgame, and the Spider-Man film, and I believe Civil War, he got a percentage of the net. That's how he got paid. He didn't have a paycheck per se. He got paid based on how much the film made.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a percentage. He bargained for that.
Yeah, and as far as if this is, I really if Deadpool is going to be part of the larger MCU, this is going to be a major problem because we already know that. Again, everyone likes Ryan. He's a generally nice guy. He's a little wokey. So are they going to nerf Deadpool? Are they going to be a part of the greater MCU? They're gonna have to.
Yeah, but remember, Once Upon a Deadpool, that didn't make money. Deadpool has to be R-rated. I mean, it's just like that. Hell,
right.
Yes.
And they have another problem in case you guys hadn't noticed. Deadpool is full of mutants.
Yep.
And MCU is not.
Well, they just introduced their first one, which is canonically wrong.
Yeah.
Is Marvel.
Yeah, but they got a long way to go before it's a thing,
Right. And this is where I just, and I've heard, I was on a stream last night where folks are like, oh, I think this is going to be really good. I think it's going to be really good. And I'm like, show me anything Marvel's done in the last 2 years to give me any faith.
Oh yeah, and I think they still kind of connect that thing with Morbius a little bit with the whole.
But that's a Sony film. That's Sony.
Yeah, but it's just, again, they're still trying to connect some bits of it, but I know it's still kind of somewhat is standalone-ish. But all this stuff, everything in the MCU is just, it's a mess now. It's all a mess to follow now. So I'm just kind of I'm tapped out of it now.
And then
MCU is dead.
And then somebody tried to say, well, they could do a Deadpool with the Punisher and
Daredevil.
And I said, okay, just remember this. We're gonna get an 18 episode Daredevil Born Again series. If you think Disney is gonna do Frank the Miller justice, you're lying to yourself.
I personally think the Deadpool movie is welcomed, but really, we're getting burned out with the superheroes. We're getting burned out.
Okay,
we have been for at least a few years, but
we're severely burned out. And forget about DC right now. Just totally wipe them off the map. Forget about them. Marvel, even if they did come out with something good, be honest, how many people are really that excited to see another superhero movie?
Me?
Well,
if it was good,
I would like. Yeah, I mean, it would be fine. Yeah,
So
if it's good.
you guys are going to get excited for the Sylvester Stallone superhero movie because
just because it's like, but I know, we are, because the only reason why people are getting fatigued because it's getting constantly thrown in our faces constantly.
Are you Sylvester Stallone superhero movie? What?
That's Samaritan.
Yeah.
Samaritan.
Oh, that's an
Amazon.
original. That's not based on anything. That's the original film.
It's original, but again, we're getting overwhelmed with so much superhero movies.
You don't understand though, Phil. It's not good superhero movies. It's bad superhero movies, bad superhero TV shows.
Regardless,
and no, regardless, that's
we
the
are getting
issue. If they
overwhelmed.
make a good freaking movie, people will go watch it. Spider-Man proved that.
Okay.
Here's the problem.
And for every
Here's the problem.
Spider-Man,
okay,
how many movies have failed during Marvel this year?
Because they suck.
Five.
I understand.
Yeah, okay. I
Let's
can
go
count
ahead and make your point.
It's it's a lot of wear and tear on people.
Okay.
All right, let Joker voice speak, Phil.
Okay, here's the problem. The problem is Disney Plus. That's the problem. The problem is they have to feed this monster content. So it has become quantity over quality. Phase 4 by itself, not counting Spider-Man, is 7 films and 7 shows. That's 14 titles in Phase 4. That is almost Phase 1 and 2 combined. It's an oversaturation because they need to feed the monster that is Disney Plus.
And I will grant you that. I will grant you, yeah, that's a lot of crap. And there's a lot of stuff coming out, and yeah, they're overdoing it a little bit, but
a little bit.
Well, yeah, okay. For phase 4, they even Feige said he's wore out. He doesn't have time to go in between all these movies and TV shows and run it all. I mean, they got too much in one lump, yes, but if I guarantee you, if they could make these every single one, everyone across the board, if they had quality writers, quality producers, visual effects people, if they could make these movies as good as phase 1 or 2, people would spend their money to go watch it. Every single one of them.
And this downfall started in 2015 when Kevin Feige fired Ike Perlmutter, and now the person steering the ship is Victoria Alonso, who is activist first.
Yeah, so that equals everything they do is bad. Baron, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, well, that's where I'm kind of taking the side with Joker and even Phil. When we have so much quantity and the quality is low, in 2 years, really, honestly, how much people are going to be excited to see this Deadpool film after being led down a primrose path of malarkey, of crap, right, of garbage, of wokeness. There is a fatigue going on. I mean, Star Wars is having fatigue. Superheroes starting to have a fatigue. It needs to be cut back, and they need to start looking at quality and over that quantity. And they don't have that lesson. Just like Joker Voice says, they have an activist in charge of all this. You're expecting a good story. You're not going to get a story. You're going to get them hitting you over the head with a sledgehammer, saying you have to follow. Yeah, the message. You have to total line or else.
That's a good Critical Drinker impression. Yep.
It's the message, but it. Oh, go ahead.
When I was young, we had television. That was it in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Okay. Back then, every cotton picking night of the week, you had a Western. Wanted Dead or Alive, Have Gun Will Travel, Gunsmoke, Sugarfoot, Cheyenne, all over the place with it. Every time one came out that was hit, everybody had a copy of it. What did they have? Oversaturation. No matter how good they were.
Right.
And those shows were good. But what happened, they went by the wayside because people got tired of it.
Exactly. If you do it in excess.
It goes in cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember in the 70s when Marvel was on the back end and DC was on the top. Mm-hmm. And they tried to put out shows. The only Marvel show that did anything was The Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And the occasional Spider-Man was a young guy playing it.
Right.
They tried to do Captain America. He got canceled after 2 shows. That's why we got Battlestar Galactica. They tried to come out with other stuff. And if it failed because guess what? Their problem was they were oversaturating in a period of 4 years. Mm-hmm. They even had to stop Thor. Thor had to be on with the Incredible Hulk in order to make his show go.
Right.
And nowadays,
I remember those.
Now you go today, in just this year, how much did we get of Marvel? And out of everything they released, the only thing that was any good was Spider-Man, and that was because Sony's definitely going to protect it.
Right, and this goes back to what I said, because they have to feed this monster that is Disney Plus, and the films got shafted for it because they are doing a less than 60-day run. Well, AMC, as I saw on a video from Valiant Renegade, AMC, the largest movie chain in the world, is like, okay, well, we're not gonna. Well, that screws us over. So you're gonna take a hit. So domestically, when a studio used to take 55%, got knocked down to 45%. Internationally, when a studio took 43%, they now got knocked down to 38%. So on average, every Marvel film is getting just under 42% of the net. That is what they net. And not one Marvel Studios film has turned a profit. Not one.
You know what they're missing out on the most? That they didn't have, what we were missing for the last 5 to 10 years, you seem to decrease? Memorabilia.
Yeah.
Movies, comic books, everything that used to go along with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's used to, with Batman, they would put out the coffee mugs.
Yeah.
You had them everywhere. Go in a toy store, go in even Walmart, in their little toy department, go down the aisle, and you see how much Marvel. A quarter of an aisle. A quarter.
Has anybody watched Doomcock comment on that? But going into
about the toys?
I saw that there was a new video posted today, but I didn't watch it yet.
I have seen Valiant talking with WDW Pro of how Marvel and Star Wars toy sales have been taking a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big time.
And Cash, I know you want to say something on this too before I move on to the last article.
Do you want me to, or do we need to move on?
I don't know. So.
Cash.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Yeah.
I'm serious too.
Okay.
I
was about to tell people that we probably should move on, but I'll say what I need to say though. I gotta be the enforcer sometimes, guys. But anyways, it's not really this hard. You have whatever's written in the comics. You take a lot from the comics. You don't want to take a lot from the comics. You make a compelling story. You have 2 characters, a male and a female, whatever. You make them interesting. They have tragedies. They have other stuff. That is and you make a balance. You don't have super goofiness all the time with these Marvel shows or what they turn into. Moon Knight could have been a really good show, but it turned into goofy nonsense mostly, and it didn't work. Or there was an Avatar, and they're like, well, she has to be important. Why? Yet in the comics, Moon Knight can use guns. He's proficient with sniper rifles. I mean, these are things that we should see, and he's also considered a badass, and he's beaten up Deadpool. So, like, there's all this stuff already written. So if you're not going to do it, make a compelling story. Tragedies, banter, whatever, but it's just so goofy all the time now. Marvel is really goofy. Yeah, for the kids.
Does anyone else have anything they want to add before we move on to this last article here?
No, I'm good.
All right. Move on. All right, so we have this article from Anime News Network, and it says Jujutsu Kaisen Anime Season 2 to run for half of a year without breaks. Goes on to say the official website for the Jujutsu Kaisen television anime revealed on Sunday that the anime's second season will air for 2 hours. And it also goes on to say the anime will adapt both. I'm not even going to try to say either one of them. Not even phonetically.
Make Phil do it.
Hey, Phil.
I want my coupon.
Go ahead.
I want my coupon, but I can't.
Never promised you a coupon. Never.
In large.
All right. Yeah, give me a second.
All right, which one is it now? That one in quotation marks?
Go ahead and try to say.
Yuki Gatsuki. There you go.
Gatsuki.
Bless you.
There you go. See how it's done.
What?
Did anyone notice yet?
No one's going to say anything. I told you that. Say it really fast and no one's going to notice.
I have no clue. I am not.
Kyoku, Setsu, arc, and then the Shibuya incident. There you go.
Okay.
Correct. Such a good guy. I love Craig.
The site also unveiled a new visual for the second season combined with a previously revealed visual. Let me bring this back to normal.
Sorry, I'm old. I don't have my glasses on.
The second season will premiere in 2023. The Jujutsu Kaisen television anime premiered in October 2020, and it had 24 episodes. Crunchyroll streamed the anime outside of Asia as the anime aired in Japan, and has also streamed dubs in English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, and German. The not even gonna try it. Not even gonna try it. But anyways, it says the Jujutsu Kaisen O anime film opened up in Japan in December 2021, and it opened with English subtitles and with an English dub in the US and Canada on March 18th. Gigi Akutami, yeah, I'm trying, Phil. I'm trying. Mr. Snickers launched the manga, and it says it was a weekly magazine, and it goes on to say that things were switched up by another media company. So basically, this article is about Jujutsu Kaisen's second season going for half of a year. So that's good for Jujutsu Kaisen fans.
Cool. I know nothing about anime, so I really am not gonna speak on this. I just looked at the time and I'm like, oh, I have to be at work and I have to take a nap still. So I'm gonna scoot, you guys. It was a pleasure seeing you again. Pacific. Next time I will stay longer.
Not a problem, brother. I appreciate you coming on. If you'd like, you have an open invitation for Sunday's Pop Talk.
What time?
That's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern.
So 8 a.m. my time. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can make that happen.
All right, brother.
All right, guys.
Great having you here. Take care, Joker.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, man.
Bye.
Thank you, brother.
And I'm going to have to bail out here, too. My apologies. I got to get ready for my show. So please come on over when you can.
We'll do. We're going to be wrapping things up here shortly.
Yeah, I would
We're close to the 2-hour mark.
Stay after the stream. I have a secret video I want to show.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Let me know what it is. Okay, take care, everybody.
Such a nice guy with the open invitation. Hold on, tears.
Did you guys notice anything different?
Yeah, you look like Cash Money with a
Godzilla Bash. Yes. Godzilla Bash. Godzuki Bash. So crazy.
Cash Zuki?
Cash Zuki.
Cash
Invitation and everything.
Cash Zuki 007?
Quick Cash, copyright it, trademark it.
I'm going to have to bail here too, guys, because I think you all know why.
Yes.
Yep.
Everybody, please go over to Baron's channel for Baron After Dark. He is having an open panel for anyone who wishes to be on there. I know Old Man's going to be on there. I know Baron's going to be on there. Possibly John Rendell.
Yeah. Where is John?
I don't know.
We're missing him tonight.
He's always welcome to come over here.
Yeah. He's been here a lot. I know he has.
Yep. So, Old Man, thank you for joining us this evening. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate your support for the channel. It means a lot to me.
Thank you guys very much for letting me in here and being in the presence of all you great guys. You're all fantastic, and I love you.
And I'll be the last senior left here with all these elderly abusers.
You'll have to uphold the integrity of.
Let me get my tiny violin for you there, Phil.
Yeah, you get what you deserve, Phil.
What?
There goes the abuse. You see, you get ready to leave. Now they're going to throw
Bye,
the
old man.
Bye.
Have a good night, brother. So, is there anything that anyone would like to plug at this time?
Nina Infinity. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that out loud? Sorry.
All right. Everybody subscribe to Nina Infinity. Unfortunately, I don't have her link right now.
I don't think you understood what I meant.
I do understand. I am not going to.
You're not going to acknowledge that? Is that what you can?
Yes.
I
I am not going to acknowledge.
That's fine. It was just a joke, okay? Nina, I'm sorry. Please continue to flaunt your jubblies on your stream. It's fine. I'm sorry. Derailed.
Yeah. 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 I know. So somebody could go ahead and say it.
An issue? Here's a tissue.
Like, when everybody gets unplugging their channels and stuff, I have a request to ask.
Okay.
Small one.
All right.
Doesn't have anything to do with McDonald's coupons, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Even better.
Oh, no.
Oh, great. I don't like the sound of that.
Okay, well, yeah, we're plugging stuff. Okay, go to my channel, subscribe to me, watch my videos, leave some likes, follow me on Twitter. I do that sometimes. So,
Sometimes. Ooh.
Yeah, sometimes, and when I post stuff on Twitter and ask questions like vote for my picture to submit to the Eric July Rip-A-Verse contest, please respond. I felt, everybody left me hanging, but that's okay. Gap After Dark. He picked the picture I'm going to submit. So,
all right,
he's the only one to do it. So,
well, I didn't see anything on it, brother.
Sure,
I'm sure.
I think Twitter doesn't show everything.
There are times where I don't see everybody's tweeting until a couple days after.
Well, I mean, I know. Listen, I've done this. I just usually see what's in my feed, right? I don't just visit channels. But one day I visited Gary's channel for some reason. I can't remember. I was scrolling down his tweets, and 50% of them I've never seen. They did not show up on my feed. So I think it's Twitter's fault. Yeah, I mean, I get you. I understand.
Just like with Facebook, you can see somebody's post several days after they've originally posted. It's like, well, I would have liked to have seen this on that day. Maybe I could have called them up and said something.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say go vote now, but it's kind of late. I've already selected.
All right. I know. Always late to the party.
I know. It'll be okay.
All right. Who would like to go next?
Well, I'm still working on my big project. Hopefully, I'll get released next week. I started writing some new stuff. I got some streams planned more with Paul, and I invited you to. I'm gonna start covering anime movies, so
good.
I invited you and Cash and Pacific and Phil and Animosity. Of course, everyone's invited if they like anime.
All right.
So, and I'm trying to figure out a day that will fit people's schedules, but that'll be something we could do next week, maybe.
Cool.
So that's my shindig. So.
Nice. And yes, this does mean that you're up next, Cash.
I guess it does.
Can't escape.
All the thing Phil can plug is, what brand of pudding he likes.
Well, don't you start with me.
Hopefully this week the Phantom Hooligans is finally going to have a intro that I'll be working on with one of my friends.
That is the channel.
So we also I've been playing a lot of stuff offline, testing things. So I will be playing a few games this week. Finally, last week I wasn't sure. Sometimes I'm not always sure about YouTube and their whole copyrighted stuff. Like if I show an intro of something that has music in it, are they going to just be upset about it? So I'm going to have to, but when my main co-host Matt Risman gets back, we're going to he's on a cruise right now.
In Alaska.
We're going to do
on the very ship.
So wait, he's on a cruise
in Alaska on a boat that hit an iceberg 3 months ago.
I sent him. He didn't reply. I sent him a message. Stay safe, because I thought he was in Florida. No one told me he was in.
It's all right. But anyways, what I'm saying is when he gets back, we're going to be starting up some open panels. One of them is going to be Top Gun Maverick. I figure that since I love that movie so much, and so did he, that we'll have an open panel for that. So we'll let a lot of people on, and they can talk about how they love, what they love about the movie, and other things. So those are all in the works. So
and what about
exactly. Mike and I will be doing some Cobra Kai soon, and I figure we'll have open panels on both our channels for that. Mike, I'm guessing. So
anybody who wants to come on and talk about episodes 1 and 2 here on Pacific 414, then 3 and 4 on Phantom Hooligans, then 5 and 6 back here, and then 7 and 8 on Hooligans, and then 9 and 10 back here.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just want to talk about the whole series on a channel. We just have to decide which one.
Right. I agree.
No, we got to split it up.
How about we talk about episodes 1 through 5 here? And then
I like it.
6 through 10
on
Hooligans.
That's fair.
That's fair. I like that. Yeah. But the thing with the Top Gun thing, it's not set in stone yet. I want to make that clear, but it will be coming up. So
awesome. And again, I do want to remind everybody that next Saturday, October 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern, will be the Get to Know Us stream, where I will have YouTube and content creators come on and talk about their channels and basically hype up their channels, telling everybody, this is what I do on my channel. This is kind of content you can expect on the channel. We'll take a look at the channels, and who knows, you may see something you like.
Yeah.
So if you have a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel and you want to come on and talk about it on Saturday, October 8th, you're more than welcome. So on that note, I am going to go ahead and end this edition of...
You probably see, you almost forgot me.
You don't have a channel, Phil.
No, but you remember I asked for something after you guys were done plugging.
Oh, well.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry that Cash Money missed the picture of the classic Wizard of Oz with the 2 redheads in there. Definitely sad about that. But real importantly, before you leave, can you play the Anima song one more time?
Oh,
please.
Jeez.
I love that song.
Gosh.
I bet he sits around all day just watching the Muppets, just waiting for that song to come on.
Song. Oh, Ruby.
How about we just play this instead?
Ruby. Makes me want to be on the dance floor.
Thank you to everyone who came by. Thank you to everyone who was on the panel. Sci-Fi Nation, Joker Voice.
Oh, wait, stop the music! Stop the music! Stop the music!
Keep it going.
You can't hear you, Mike. It freaks
we
out
can.
your audio.
That was the whole point. I didn't want anyone to hear me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Let's continue on, please.
No. No. I do want to thank everybody for being on the panel, and also everybody who showed up in the chat. Of course, those who are on the panel, I want to thank Joker Voice. I want to thank Jet Sparks. I want to thank Sci-Fi Nation. And I also want to thank those who came by, like Leah Rose. We had Baron. Thank you, Baron, for also being on the panel. And of course, Leah Rose, the long-suffering Mrs. Tag was here. Of course, thank you, Crit, for being here. Input Lane C, thank you for being here. And DJ Ronnie G, thank you for being here. And of course, the previously mentioned Jet Sparks. And we also had superfan Adam Shahan. Thank you, Adam. And of course, Sci-Fi Nation. The Padawannabe was here, and he was excited to be here for Anonymous' song.
See, we love that song.
And I also want to thank Rough Girl for being here. Thank you, Rough Girl. And long-suffering Mrs. Tag. Of course, we had Phil McCracken. And also thank you to the old man for being in the chat and on the panel. Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000, thank you very much. And that was everybody who was in the chat. Anybody who lurked, thank you very much. Anybody who left a thumbs up, thank you very much. If you like what you saw here, please make sure to leave a like, share out the stream, and consider subscribing to not just PACIFIC414, but to all the panelists who have YouTube channels who are on with me tonight. So, with that being said, the next content on the PACIFIC414 YouTube channel, other than the Get to Know Us stream, will be as many recaps as I can get of the Chicago Cubs games with the box score, whether it's in short form or long form. You'll just have to wait and see.
They tend to win games when there's nothing to win for.
Well, you know what, Phil? I'm just going to say this real quick. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the young guys right now. It just gives you hope for the future.
That's good. They're winning. Just at the wrong time to win. They could have been doing this 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah. Well, Phil, it wasn't meant to be. And next week's show will be a combined show of the box score and PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. The first part, as long as the game's officially over, I will devote specifically to this season of the Cubs and give you my overall thoughts on what needs to be done next, besides giving Wilson Contreras a long-term contract. And then we will talk about the latest pop culture news, rumors, and opinions going on throughout the entertainment world, video games, comics, whatever news stories pop up, and of course this Sunday's Pop Talk as well at 11 a.m. Eastern. So thank you all so very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Take care. Go raid Baron Orban Tag right now, and I will see you all later.